You refresh your banking app for the third time today. $847. You make $106,000 a year. How is this your life? You're wearing a $400 suit to an office in a building where parking costs $280 a month. Your LinkedIn says successful professional. Your bank account says one emergency away from disaster. And here's what nobody tells you. You're not alone. 73% of six-figure earners report living paycheck to paycheck. This isn't a personal failure. This is a systemic shift that nobody warned us about. So, if you've ever felt like you're doing everything right and still financially drowning, this video is for you. Because we need to talk about why six figures doesn't mean what it used to, and more importantly, what we're actually going to do about it. The math that doesn't add up. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. That $100,000 salary? It's not $100,000. After federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, health insurance, and that 401k contribution everyone tells you to make, you're looking at roughly $5,800 to $6,200 per month in actual take-home pay. Now let's talk about where that money actually goes. Rent in a career hub city, $2,400 for a one-bedroom apartment that would have been $1,500 in 2019. Student loans, $450 because that degree that got you the six-figure job came with 6 figures of debt. Car payment and insurance, $550 because you need reliable transportation to that job. We're at $3,400 and we haven't eaten yet. Groceries, $600 if you're actually cooking. Food delivery when you're working 50-hour weeks, add another $300. Utilities, internet, phone, $250. We're at $4,550. That leaves you with roughly $1,200 to $1,600 for everything else. Everything else meaning savings, emergency fund, retirement beyond that minimum 401k, going out with friends, dating, clothes that don't fall apart, that dental work your insurance doesn't cover, visiting family, and occasionally enjoying the life you're working 50 hours a week to afford. Here's the thing that makes this worse. $100,000 in 2026 has the purchasing power of about $73,000 in 2015. We're earning a number that sounds impressive while living a lifestyle that feels middle class at best. The invisible drains. But it's not just inflation. There are entire categories of expenses that specifically target people at our income level, and we don't even see them coming. Let's call it professional maintenance. The wardrobe that signals you're senior enough to be taken seriously, $1,200 a year if you're being strategic. The networking events, the professional conferences, the industry association memberships, $800 a year. The software subscriptions, the online courses, the certifications to stay relevant, $600 a year. The optional team lunches that aren't really optional, $150 a month. That's $3,700 a year in costs that feel like they're part of your job, but come out of your paycheck. Then there's lifestyle creep, and it's more insidious than anyone admits. Because you're not buying a yacht, you're just living in a safe neighborhood close to work instead of commuting 2 hours. You're replacing your college furniture with things that don't collapse. You're buying the organic eggs because you read about factory farming. You're getting your teeth cleaned twice a year like the dentist recommends. None of it feels extravagant. All of it costs more than it used to. And here's what makes it really difficult. You're surrounded by people who earn what you earn, and they're going to that restaurant, taking that trip, wearing those brands. The social comparison isn't with average Americans. It's with your specific peer group. And that peer group has collectively decided that certain things are just normal. Splitting a $40 brunch check and mentally calculating if you can afford it while someone mentions their weekend trip to Portland, that's the financial anxiety of six-figure earners. It's real, and it's exhausting. The psychological burden. Let's talk about something we don't discuss enough. the mental cost of being successful and broke at the same time. There's this unique isolation that comes with making good money and still struggling, because you can't really complain, can you? You mentioned financial stress to family who make $50,000 a year, and you can feel the room change. You're dismissed, or worse, resented. Must be nice to have that problem. You mention it to friends in the same bracket, and everyone just laughs uncomfortably because nobody wants to admit they're struggling too. We're all protecting an image of having it together. So you end up vigilant and silent, checking your account balance before ordering appetizers, calculating the cost per wear of a jacket before buying it, running numbers in your head during conversations, making good money and still living with a scarcity mindset. And there's this specific flavor of imposter syndrome that comes with it, like you're smart enough to earn six figures but too stupid to manage it. The cognitive dissonance is wild. The truth is, you're not stupid. The game changed and nobody updated the playbook. So, let's reframe this entire thing. Because the story we're telling ourselves about money and success is fundamentally broken. We were taught that income equals wealth. It doesn't. We were taught that a six-figure salary means you've made it. It doesn't. We were taught that if you're struggling financially at this income level, you're bad with money. You're not. Here's what actually matters. Not how much you make, but how much you keep. Not your salary, but your cash flow. Not looking rich, but being financially secure. Those are very different things. Financial success in 2026 isn't a number on a pay stub. It's having 3 months of expenses saved. It's being able to take an opportunity without financial panic. It's sleeping well. It's not checking your account balance before buying groceries. That's freedom. The salary is just a tool to get there. And yes, the system has changed. Housing costs have exploded. Education is obscenely expensive. Healthcare is a disaster. The same salary buys less than it did a decade ago. All of that is true. And also, we have more control than we think we do. Not over the economy, not over housing markets, not over inflation, but over our specific financial reality, we have more agency than it feels like right now. The action framework. So let's get practical. Here are the actual strategies that work for six-figure earners who feel broke. Strategy 1. The financial reality audit. You can't fix what you can't see. For 1 month, just 1 month, track every single dollar. Not to judge it, not to restrict it, just to see it. Use an app, use a spreadsheet, use a notebook, doesn't matter. What matters is capturing reality. Pay special attention to subscriptions you forgot about, automated charges you never review, category spending that surprises you. Calculate your true hourly wage. Take your annual salary, subtract taxes and all work-related expenses, commuting, wardrobe, that downtown parking, the lunches out because you work through lunch. Divide by actual hours worked, including the nights and weekends. That's your real hourly rate, and it's probably lower than you think. This isn't about shame. This is about information. You make decisions with incomplete data, you get incomplete results. Strategy 2. Strategic expense optimization. Forget the latte factor. We're not doing that. We're focusing on the big 3: housing, transportation, and food, because that's where 60 to 70% of your money actually goes. Housing. Can you negotiate your rent renewal? Move to a slightly less trendy neighborhood. Get a roommate temporarily. If you're remote, can you relocate to a lower cost of living area without sacrificing career opportunity? I know someone who moved from San Francisco to Denver, kept their San Francisco salary, and suddenly had $1,800 extra per month. That's $21,600 a year. That's wealth-building money. Transportation. Run the actual numbers on your car. Payment, insurance, gas, parking, maintenance. Compare that to rideshare and public transit costs. Many people spend $700 a month on a car they could replace with a $150 transit pass and occasional Ubers. Food. This isn't about deprivation. This is about strategy. Meal prep on Sundays. Keep easy meals stocked. That's not being cheap. That's preventing the $45 delivery orders when you're exhausted on a Tuesday. Strategy 3. Income expansion. Here's what's interesting about making six figures. You have valuable skills. Within your current job, when's the last time you negotiated? Most people at this level leave $5,000 to $15,000 on the table by not negotiating offers or asking for raises. Research your market rate, document your impact, ask. Outside your current job, what could you do with 5 to 10 hours a week? Consulting in your field, freelance work, teaching. You have expertise people will pay for. This isn't about hustling yourself to death. This is about strategically leveraging what you already know to create breathing room. And sometimes it's about changing the game entirely, looking at higher paying industries, companies that compensate better, roles that value your skills more. The difference between a 100K job and a 140K job is the same work, different company. Strategy 4. The psychological system. Money is emotional. Let's deal with that. Set boundaries with social spending. You can say no to the expensive dinner. You can suggest alternatives. Real friends will understand. People who don't understand aren't your financial advisors. Get honest with your partner if you have one. The "we don't talk about money" thing is killing couples financially. You're on the same team. Act like it. Find your people. Online communities, forums, friends who are also navigating this. The isolation makes it worse. Connection makes it manageable. And build a vision beyond the salary. What does financial security actually look like for you? Not for Instagram, not for your parents, not for your industry, for you. Is it owning a home? Having a year of expenses saved? Being able to work part-time? Retiring early? Funding creative projects? Define it. Because make more money isn't a vision, it's a treadmill. Look, here's the truth. Earning six figures in 2026 and feeling broke isn't a personal failure. It's the predictable result of wage stagnation, cost of living increases, and an economy that shifted while the cultural narrative about good salaries stayed stuck in 2005. You're not bad with money. You're navigating a more complex financial landscape with outdated maps. But you're also not powerless. You're smart enough to earn this income. You're smart enough to manage it. You're capable enough to build something that actually feels secure, not just looks successful on paper. It starts with seeing reality clearly, then making strategic changes to the things you can control, then building systems that support your actual life, not some theoretical version of financial perfection. The goal isn't to feel guilty about earning good money. The goal is to make that good money actually work for you, instead of evaporating every month while you wonder where it went. You've got this. Start with one thing: the audit, the negotiation, the boundary, the conversation. One thing this week. And if this resonated with you, drop a comment. Share your six-figure struggle. Because the more we talk about this, the less alone we all feel, and the more we can actually solve it together. What's your first step going to be?